All right. So welcome back on Happy Hour with Heather and guests. I'm that other dude, Andrew. I'm of course here with Heather, and we have been joined by Geoff from Titanosaur, who we're excited to have. Or I won't speak for Heather. I'm excited to have Heather. You can be excited or not.
Yes.
So we are both excited. The new album, comes out February 4th.
Yeah.
And it is called, hold on, I've got it right in front of me. Absence of Universe, which will be released February 4th. And we both had a chance to listen to some of the tracks. It's a great album.
Awesome.
And what was there now? All the previous albums are available right now on Bandcamp. The first few are just 1, 2. I know there's Messages.
So there are 3 full-length albums, and then the 1 EP, and now this one.
Gotcha.
So,
Was there anything new you tried to do musically with this one? Is there like a trajectory you're going on, or is it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I with the EP, I started really connecting with a part that I've always wanted to try to do, was get a little more tribal, a little more Latin rhythms in there. So I started that on the EP, and I just kept that going on the album, connecting more with that, and also really just letting myself be free with it, because I've gotten into the stoner metal scene, which now that I've been there for a while, I'm comfortable with really spreading myself, like laying down on the couch kind of thing. So there, I got a lot of more of my punk roots into this album also. So there's a great mix of everything in there, I think. And then also just songwriting wise, stretched out a little bit. There are 2 songs on there which are different time signatures that I'm not used to playing. I'm used to just doing everything in 4/4. So I got 1 in 3/4 and 1 in 5/4. So a little bit of stretching out to uncomfortable territory, but so hopefully it translates to everybody else.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I enjoyed it. Well, first, let me say this. Heather and I recorded an episode previously where I used the phrase time signature a bunch, and I feel like I was closer to being accurate with it than I had initially thought. So yeah, no, that was just a personal aside. But yeah, well, one thing before I hand the mic over to Heather so she can ask a question, I always like to introduce the description you have of the music on Bandcamp, because I feel like it's one of the more accurate and better telling descriptions. New York, hard rock metal, a dash of Monster Magnet, a pinch of Red Fang, a dose of Motorhead, some Ramones for good taste, all poured over a bed of Black Sabbath. So I really felt like that's the perfect sort of mission statement. If you were going to give that to someone, they would know exactly what they're getting involved with. And yeah, I mean, I feel like that's evident in this album. Everything that's mentioned there, plus the new elements that you were sort of spreading your wings with, are there as well. So if you're looking for any of those types of things, then pick up this album when it drops on the 4th. And
yes,
you will not be disappointed.
No.
Yeah, I really love the cover art and I just wondered, is it representative of what you're going through with your heart?
Absolutely. End of the album, the whole album. My uncle is a graphic designer, so I actually went to him before when I finished the album and I was listening to all the songs together, and I said to him, look, I'm really looking for something a lot of the songs have to do with stuff that happens in space, so I need something to do with space. But I also feel like there's a lot of feeling behind it, dealing with the stuff that I'm dealing with my heart issues. And in the songs, there's a lot of anger towards that. So yeah, so he came up with this idea of, I call the dinosaur Titano. So of Titano floating in space, punching through a heart kind of thing. So yeah, I actually got the CD here. It doesn't translate well with that background. But yeah, I'm really excited about the artwork on the cover, and yes, it does have a lot to do with what's going on with my heart. And unfortunately, I dealt with that in July when the EP was coming out, and I'm dealing with it again now that the album's coming out. So there's something about releasing albums, I guess.
Yeah, it well, it looks great. I mean, it really looks great, and the colors. I really like the colors in it too. So
Thank you.
it definitely catches your attention. So
Thank you very much. Just about the colors, I felt kind of weird because, like I said, I've been in the stoner metal scene for over a year now, and if you look at a lot of the covers, there's a muted sort of quality to the colors. It's very muddy, very desert, so a lot of browns, a lot of that. So when I put this together, I was like, it's a little bright. I'm feeling a little awkward about it. But but it really is, it's more me than something else would be. So
yeah.
Well, I would say it works. I mean, just the visuals work, the color scheme works. I like the fact that you include, I'm going to call him Titano as well. Because he's sort of, it's kind of like, Iron Maiden having Eddie, you've got Titano. And yeah, I mean, there has been a lot of stuff happening, within the last year or so that needs to be addressed and processed through the music. And I think you've been able to do that. And it's really great as somebody who's been listening to the music, that as you've been putting it out, I've been able to kind of chart the differences over time. So it's been cool to kind of see what elements you've kept, what sort of like revisiting more of the punk roots, bringing in more of the cultural rhythms. That's all really awesome, because I feel like a lot of people, when something works, they're really kind of like, I'm sort of hesitant to leave my comfort zone. But but I think you've managed to keep branching out in really cool areas. I would certainly recommend that people go check out the album now. You can still get some of the singles before it gets released. Order it on pre-release. Do yourself a favor. And I'm really stoked.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. So one of the things for me is that I've got tons of ideas, always have tons of ideas, but I don't know if it's insecurity, or maybe it's a combination of insecurity and how autism affects the way I'm thinking, but I always try to fit myself in a box. And so for me, it's actually me trying to catch up with myself. And so that allowing myself to grow thing is really just catching up with what I've already been thinking for a while. So it's been an interesting journey, and really getting comfortable with the idea of, what, this is the sound of New York metal. New York metal is like a mixture of punk, hardcore, groove, that kind of dirt kind of thing, but it's not like the dirt of, like, say, Arizona or something like that, or California. It's the dirt of the mud that's on the subway tracks kind of dirt, with the rats and the water just there for years. So being comfortable with that idea is what let me open up to all of this other stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's a great mixture of songs on that album. So yeah, go get it.
Well, yeah, and I like that sort of analogy. I mean, I having grown up in the city, I also have a very clear picture of what the type of your dirt you're talking about. That's sort of like, you know, train, tunnel, metro dirt, and rats and what have I don't. I'm going off on a tangent here, but yeah, no, that's. I mean, New York has a feel and a vibe to it that's really evident in the music, and I think you could try to replicate the sort of the southern desert sound, but that's its own thing. um you've got the New York thing going on, and it's a really cool combination.
Yeah, if like last year I went, actually it was like 3-4 years ago, I went through the revelation of it. New York actually has a sound. And I don't know why it took me so long, because I've listened to music for forever. But if you listen to like Ramones, Quicksand, Prong, they're all from New York. They're all from Queens, Anthrax, even. At least the earlier stuff, you can really tell there's a sound of the trains in that music. And even in Beastie Boys and other stuff like that, you can tell the difference between LA rap and New York, or even Pennsylvania versus New York. There's a sound of the subways that you hear in the way that the guitars are played, or the production. It's really interesting to think about and listen to.
It is. I feel like I want to include Heather in this, but in the Midwest, I don't think you're going to have the same.
I don't. No. Well, Chicago, I mean, I guess Chicago has its own rhythm. I've never been to New York, so I can't speak about New York, but Chicago does have its own rhythm. So I guess I can kind of relate to what you're talking about.
Yeah, like with Chicago, if you're talking about Chicago, like industrial music, the stuff that comes out of Chicago versus the stuff that comes out of Connecticut, you can hear the difference from the sound. It's just interesting to be listening to that.
Yeah. Different regional sounds. Yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I noticed that you were working on a live stream, or you're going to be having a live stream. I just wondered if you're still planning on doing that.
That's a bit. I actually. So I'm a one-man band, and the last time I was on your show, I did an acoustic thing, which, if people liked it, fantastic. I felt kind of awkward about it, but I wanted to do something special with this album. The only way for a one-man band to do a live stream, I have to put it in quotes, because it's going to be 3 of me playing at once. I play guitar, I play bass, I sing. So I'm recording it right now. I recorded this morning the guitar and the vocals, and I still have to do the bass. But yeah, I'm playing it. I'm actually playing it live, so it's not edited. It's not It's not no super special effects on it. It's just like as if I were playing on a stage, kind of live, videotaping it too. So yeah, it's going to be on the 4th of February, probably around 7 at night. I'm definitely going to finalize my thoughts on that by Monday and start posting everywhere about it. But I'll be in the chat room, so there'll actually be 4 of me, 3 of me performing and 1 of me in the chat room, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm kind of nervous about it because I don't know how it'll come across, kind of thing. But it is somewhat exciting to be able to do that.
Are you doing that on your Facebook page or Instagram?
So I'm going to do it on YouTube.
On YouTube, okay.
Yeah, because just because that's right now, I don't have to research too much to figure out how to make that happen. And so, because I'm busy trying to put that together, and I also was busy putting together a video for a collaboration that I was part of that came out 2 weeks ago, I think now. Zombie Skater Punks from Outer Space, where the proceeds are going to Slice Out Hunger, I believe is the name of the organization. So I was been putting together a video for that I just finished yesterday. So I'm really busy, not enough time to figure out how to live stream on something else, kind of live stream thing. So just on YouTube, yeah, on the YouTube channel, Titanosaur YouTube channel.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. So on the 4th, you'll already have picked up the album through pre-order, get it on the 4th when it gets released, and check out this live stream performance on the YouTube. But
yeah, it's just about 25 minutes because unfortunately I can't do much more than that. I was hoping I would be able to, but I 25 minutes just blew me away. Not able to do more than that because I that's one of the reasons I can't play live really anymore either, is because I put out so much energy during a show that it's way too much on my heart. So that's as good as it gets. So it's about 5 songs, about 25 minutes. So I think it's just the right amount if you're sitting there in front of your computer to be watching.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend, first of all, that people get the album. Second of all, watch this performance. But third, if you're a musician out there and you're interested in getting involved in any way in songwriting or performing or production or anything, definitely hit up Geoff, look at what he's into. I mean, he's a one-man band that's doing all this really great stuff. And I really have to commend you for sort of, blazing a path for other people.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And yeah, I'm on Instagram, Twitter. Definitely, I'd love to help out. Anybody has any questions about production or anything? Yeah, absolutely. I'm very open to answering questions and helping people out. So just get in touch.
Well, yeah, I mean, this show, the genesis of this show was sort of like making it work because we had an idea of like adapting to reviewing music, talking to musicians, showcasing bands, and we're kind of figuring it out as we go along. And I feel like you're sort of, while you're not necessarily figuring it out, like where you want to go and you're just going to get there. And whatever stands in your way, you'll get past it. So
I would like to think so. I hope so.
Yeah, well, that's the impression that I get, to quote the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. But
did you see they put out the official word that they're breaking up?
I did not. I mean, I haven't. To be honest with you, I haven't listened to them in probably 15 years. But that that's like finding out that your favorite neighborhood bar is closing.
Yeah. I love the Boston's, but yeah, just came out. I just saw it today. They're officially breaking up after 40 years.
Wow. Where does the time go?
Yeah, how can you do that kind of music anyway when you're in your 60s? I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, look at Bruce Dickinson, but
yeah. Well, it's interesting because you did, when you talked about only having the sort of the ability to do the 25 minutes or the energy for that, it reminded me of seeing X play now, the band X, and Billy Zoom, because he had bladder cancer, plays the entire set sitting in a chair. So I remember somebody commented on that, how he's sort of evolving to be able to keep playing the music, even though he's got some setbacks. And it doesn't, I mean, I haven't seen them play, but I can't imagine that it takes away from, the experience of the music. So whether or not you're giving 25 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it is, it's going to be a rocking good time.
Oh yeah. And I'm definitely because I'm putting out all the energy is the reason I can only do 25 minutes. So yeah, it's definitely hoping that the energy is coming across on the video, on the screen.
I saw that the Police one. You were talking about the influences for this album. I saw the Police was one of them, and that kind of surprised me a little bit.
Well, I mean, I listened to tons of music, and I actually spent like 1 month not making any music in the middle of recording the songs for this album, because my wife had made me this great, which I have covered up with this wall, but a great little man cave kind of thing, with my record player and all these records. So I just sat there listening to all the records that I have, Santana, the Police, Pink Floyd, I mean, just a whole variety of different albums. So, and I'm a big Police fan. I've got the Message in a box set that I listen to constantly. So yeah, I would have to say that their punk pop type of feel is definitely ingrained in my psyche.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, they're a great band. They got a lot of great jams, and inspiration can come from. I remember hearing the DJ Eddie Trunk once say that he didn't believe there was such a thing as a guilty pleasure. He said, music is music. If you're embarrassed because you like a certain song, well, then you should just own up to whatever, why ever you feel that way. But yeah. But yeah, no, it's the Police is great. Santana's great. I mean, I would, at some point, we should incorporate like an album review segment where people can, just reveal the albums in their collection. And that would be, because I'd be curious to see what other albums you have. I mean, I don't even get me started. Like, if I could get through Heather's collection, which I'm sure is, it'd be like finding the lost Ark.
Well, I have, part of the reason my wife made this office space my man cave is because she doesn't like seeing all of the stuff I have, which is like at least 10 shelves of CDs. I got my cassettes in boxes because I don't have a cassette player, but I like to see them just in case. And then a whole big giant shelf of records. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff and a lot of influences. I mean, I used to DJ at a radio station, so I got stuff from there. And my uncles are the ones who showed me or introduced me to all this different music back in the 80s. With their record collection, I just would go through their record collection. So
cool.
That's where we're at.
Well, now let me ask you one last, so for those of you who don't know, there was a brief period when we went to the same school in New York. And I remember you telling me you had a white Iron Maiden jacket.
No, it was a white jean jacket, and I had a big giant Megadeth patch.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
It was from the Peace Sells But Who's Buying album artwork on the back patch.
Right. Now, do you still have that?
I was wondering actually if I still have that. I got I don't know. I don't know where it went if I don't have it.
So
I have no idea.
I feel like this is going to be one of those things where we need to track down that jacket now and make sure you get it back. But yeah, because I remember saying, because I had remembered you from, because that, I'm guessing that was like 91 maybe or 92.
No, it was before that. It was
before that. Yeah. Okay. So it was before, but I remember saying, I remembered you having longer hair, and you said, do you also remember the white jean jacket with the Megadeth pat? And I said, that I don't remember, but once I heard about that stuck in my head, and I was like, I got to ask about that.
Well, it was fun, the looks that I would get, because the school that we went to you had to wear a sports jacket and tie. And so I'm wearing the sports jacket underneath this jean jacket with a big giant Megadeth patch on the back. And I don't remember if I had patches on the front yet, but and then every once in a while, at one point, my uncle got me a leather vest, studded vest, so I would wear that on top of it sometimes. And also in our class, I was the first one to get my ears pierced. So yeah, it was interesting the looks I had because I had really long hair down my back.
That was time. That was what I had remembered. Was the longer hair. Yeah, I Heather and I have talked about getting, into getting battle jackets these days. And where I think I had a Misfits patch from a long time ago. So I'm sure I could cobble something together one of these days, but I'll have to put a Titanosaur patch on.
I've been thinking about how to get patches made. I've been trying to figure that out, but so busy with other stuff, so that's been put to the side.
Well, what do you know? One of these days.
One of these days.
But yeah, I'm really stoked. The album's great. For those of you, I'm going to drop it again in case you are tuning in late. But it's called it's Titanosaur is the name of the band. It's a one-man band, and Absence of Universe will be dropping February 4th. There will also be a live stream performance that you should check out on YouTube. And
so just in case, the name of the album always comes out of the mouth kind of weird. Absence of Universe. It feels like it's missing a word or something. But that was one of those titles that my kids helped me constantly with brainstorming, and I don't remember what happened. We were going through ideas with the whole space and thing, and then my youngest just said Absence of Universe. I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. And then it just stuck with me. And it sort of, in a weird way, really encompasses all of the subjects on the album. And so I think it's a super interesting, out of left field kind of name for an album.
It is. I feel like it would be the definition of like a scientific term. Like, we've entered into the black hole. What does that mean? Well, it's clearly an absence of universe.
Right?
So yeah. So I and it certainly works.
I feel like I should look it up just in case it is a real term.
I if you want, I think it works. I mean, it certainly works for Titanosaur. Hey man, have you picked up Titanosaur's Absence of Universe?
It's a great combination of names there. Have you picked up Titanosaur's Absence of Universe?
Yeah, no, it works for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm excited about everything about the band right now. I never know what to call it. Am I a project? Am I a band? I don't know. Such a hard thing to decide.
Yeah, I mean, I would say band. Project. That would make me think of like the Alan Parsons Project, and this really has nothing to do with that. So I'm sort of, maybe if you put a box set together at some point, then maybe project,
oh dear,
and then you could have like a long pipe and say, no, I need to go back and work on the Titanosaur project.
Yes.
Come, Smitherington.
I need to get my smoking jackets.
It is a white smoking jacket with a Megadeth patch on the back.
And that would be the Titano thing that, of course, I can't find my mask right now. I don't know where I put it.
It's all good. Heather, did you have any other questions? No,
that was it.
Okay, I would like to make sure that you're not waiting patiently for me to stop talking.
I have a
No.
question for Heather. Where are you? I mean, to me, speaking of New York before, it feels like you're in the CBGB's bathroom with all those stickers.
I'm actually in my office at home. And yeah, I had all of these posters and stickers, and that I really, was trying to figure out what to do with. So I figured I would just start plastering them all over the wall,
Sure,
So
why not?
yeah, so I don't know, it's kind of a cool backdrop for when we do the podcast.
Yeah.
So I try to, there's a lot of bands, that the stickers are up there. So I try to represent, especially a lot of bands that we've talked with. And so.
Yeah, that's another thing I need to do. Figure out stickers. Gotta get some stickers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I finally got buttons. At least little, those button pin things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not buttons, they're pins. Yeah, that's what I got, pins. Back in the punk days, everybody had pins.
Oh, yeah. I had a jean jacket that had pins all over it. All over it. Yeah. Yeah. Those were the days.
Well, if you make any stickers and you send one to Heather, odds are it will end up on the wall. She's real. I mean, I've never met anyone who's as good at promoting other, people's music like that. So if you get the chance, I think I'm even on the wall somewhere as an author. But
you are, yeah.
But what but yeah, so we'll work on that'll be the next part of the Titanosaur project. Stickers, patches, and then obviously the live stream on the 4th, and ideas I'm sure are always being worked out. So
that's one of the problems. One of the downsides of being a one-man band is I've got this album that's put together that I need to promote, but I've already got tons of ideas that I'm recording. So I got to wait anyway, because this has 9 songs on it, and I already put out 3. So what's that? That leaves me 6 more. So maybe about 6 months from now, I can start putting and promoting something new. So I got to wait. That's the problem. I got to wait.
Well, we'll be around to help get the word out on the new stuff when it drops. In the meantime, there is a full album coming out in a couple days with it's packed with great jams. There's if you need a pull quote, you can say packed with, some dude said it was packed with great jams.
Great jams, man.
Great, they're just some great jams. But
I think from Twitter, I believe that I've seen that I'm on the Swamp Records label, and they have this subscription service. I think it's like $3 a month, and you get tons of stuff from them for free, including my album. And I believe somebody already got their copy today. So if you are one of the Swamp Record label subscribers, you might be getting it in the mail today or tomorrow. So I'm hoping that, you dig it and play it loud.
Definitely. Titanosaur is meant to be played loud.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Good luck with everything. We'll be, ready to talk again at some point. But in the meantime, good luck with everything, and congratulations. The album's a banger.
Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the chat room during the live stream.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Take care.